Alright, so I've actually had quite a few people reach out to me the past couple months and ask me how I color grade my DJI Osmo Pocket 3 videos. Now when it comes to color grading or basically anything in the videography space, time is money. And that's why I use conversion LUTs, base LUTs, creative LUTs, anything I can to just really speed up that workflow process so that I don't have to worry about like just sitting around forever trying to find the right color. Let's just get you on your way faster. So today we're going to be using Final Cut Pro to show you how you can take your Pocket 3 videos from the log profile looking like this to this. And the LUTs we're going to be using today come from a company called Gamut. I'm a big fan of their products. This is in no way endorsed by them, sponsored. I bought everything you're going to see in this video with my own money. I just really like the results I get with these Gamut LUTs. And I'm not going to sugarcoat it. These LUTs are kind of expensive. Their conversion or base LUTs cost anywhere between $20 and $30. And then on the creative side of things, they're going to be spending about $100 on any one of their packs you buy. I've purchased a few of their base LUTs because I have way too many camera systems, which is a problem I am actively dealing with. I think we all are. But I've only picked up one of their creative or commercial packages, they call it. I got the Kinetic pack, and that's actually what I've used to color grade anything with the Pocket 3 that you've actually seen on YouTube the past few months. So that's the pack we're going to be working with today in Final Cut Pro. So let's hop over to Final Cut, see what we can do with these Kinetic LUTs from Gamut LUTs. All right, so we're in Final Cut Pro now. This is where I do all my video editing, and a few things to note here. I just got some various clips pulled up, shot with the Pocket 3. All of this footage was shot in D-Log-M, which is the proprietary log profile that comes in the Pocket 3. And when you shoot footage in a log profile, before you do anything creative and too colorful, you want to convert it back into Rec 709. And there's a few ways you can do this. You could do it by yourself, but that's kind of pointless. Just buy a base LUT, get a conversion LUT. You can even get free ones, which I'm going to show you a couple variations here. The first one we're going to look at actually is the free one that you can download from DJI's website in particular. And we're also going to be using a Gamut base LUT, which is the company I was talking about earlier in this video. So the first thing I do when I have my clips in Final Cut is I put an adjustment layer over everything so that I don't have to individually grade all of the clips. I can make adjustments to individual clips after the fact, but I just like to have that steady foundation over the top of all of them. Now, Final Cut Pro for some reason doesn't come with an adjustment layer, so I'll leave a link in the description for a free one you can get from Motion VFX, and that's a really cool company. They have so many cool plugins, just top-notch stuff. So we'll drag our adjustment layer down here, stretch it out, just play around with it later. The first thing you want to do to convert this to Rec 709 is go over to your effects panel, click on color, and then custom LUT. Drag custom LUT onto your adjustment layer, and I'm going to start by showing you the Rec 709 conversion LUT that you can get from DJI for free. As you can see, I have a lot of LUTs because I have way too many cameras. So the DJI one, I have one for my drone from them, but this one as well. DJI Osmo Pocket 3 D-Log-M to Rec 709 V1. Let's check it out. Bam. That alone looks pretty solid. You could get away using that. It'd be easy to color over the top of that as well. But I've found that I like the Gamut LUT, their conversion LUT, even better. So we're gonna check that out right now. It's right here, DJI Gamut Base LUTs. And when you get their package, you get a whole bunch. You get their 4D version, Mavic 3, and there's this M, MV, M+. I have found that I like the MV the most, but I'm gonna go through these bottom three just to show you what they each look like. So there's that one, not as poppy and punchy and saturated as the DJI LUT. The MV, it's just the one I like to use. That's what that looks like. And then M+. So I'm gonna go back to using the other one. I just personally prefer this, and it is all a matter of personal preference when you're color grading, obviously. Now on top of that, we're gonna put one of the creative LUTs, the commercial LUTs from Gamut on top of this. So we're gonna go back to the effects panel, go back to custom LUT. We're gonna drag another one on here. And this one, we want over the top of our base LUT. Base at the bottom. So I only have one pack from from Gamut, which is this Kinetic pack. And just watch, each of these I click on, the the very punchy color. I like very vibrant colors for videos like this with just a little action camera, and that's why I really like this pack. So here's Kinetic 1. As you can see, these are all like super exaggerated, and you can change the mix, you know, the strength right here on the right side. So that's Kinetic 1. There's Kinetic 2, which I find myself using Kinetic 2 quite a bit. I actually believe the first video I made on YouTube with the Pocket 3, I used this similar combo, which would be this talking headpiece right here at the end, which just made those red rocks stick out so nice in the background. And the sky's nice and blue, and of course we can do some further color grading after the fact. But we'll just keep going on through these so you can see them all. Kinetic 3 just looks nice. Kinetic 4, this one's interesting. I actually like this for this particular set because this is very like Wild West looking, and this gives it more of that warm, rustic color to it, which you can see as, you know, we go through the video clips here. But just to go through them all, we'll go through the final one here. Kinetic 5. And just another really just punchy look. And I like that, especially for daytime footage. To me, punchy is where it's at. So let's just use Kinetic 2, because I believe that's the one I've used on a lot of other videos I've used on YouTube. And we'll go back to this one. This clip right here. Now, when you want to do further color adjustments, you can either do them right on the adjustment layer, or you can do it individually in the clip. But since we're using this adjustment layer, let's just keep rolling with that for a second. You would just go up here to your color panel, and let's say we want to turn the exposure up a little bit. One thing to note when we do that, you want to go back to where everything just was, take those color wheels and drag them all the way to the top so that they're affecting everything below them. And that's already looking pretty good. You know, you could up the saturation, which is something I like to do in a lot of log profiles. Maybe give it some contrast. And I mean, just in a matter of a minute, we went from this, just the regular log profile, to this, which is very colorful, very punchy. And I think that's why people were reaching out to me about this particular look, because it is nice and punchy and it catches your eye. And if you're going to be doing a lot of daytime stuff like on your travels or whatever you're using this camera for, it's just kind of fun to look at, you know? If we go through these other clips, I mean, look what it does to this hotel sign. Once again, let's turn the adjustment layer off here by hitting V. And that footage just looks dead. And so you bring it to life with the LUT. Now, like I said, you can also make adjustments to anything below the adjustment layer, you know, individual clips. We'll just click on this truck clip. It just looks a little hot, a little overexposed. You could bring that down a little bit, maybe bring the highlights down a little bit. You can also play with the color any way you want. I mean, once you get into it, you can do what you want. But the general idea here is just using some conversion LUTs and then adding other LUTs on top of them. And it's super easy. And now let's just say hypothetically we weren't going to use the Kinetic LUT. Maybe you just want to buy the base LUT from Gamut. So let's turn off this Kinetic 2 LUT. She gone. So this is what our footage is looking like now. We just have a base and some color wheels. And what I would do in this situation is I would go back and ramp up some of these saturation levels, just some of the color, change it to however you see fit. You definitely don't need to buy the any kind of creative package or anything like that. It's just a good way to get you on your way a lot faster. So you can play around with this however you see fit. I just personally, I like to get it going and bam, add a couple LUTs and I'm good to go. So that's it. That's generally just my workflow. Shoot in D-Log M, put a conversion LUT on top of the footage in Final Cut Pro, and then a creative LUT on top of that. Make any tweaks to the color, which I barely have to do. You know, like we were looking at this footage. It's a little messed up now because we were screwing around with all the colors just a second ago, but it takes like very minimal editing to get your footage to really pop. So as you can see, just using a couple of LUTs can really speed up your workflow and help you get right along the way of color grading your footage however you want it to look. If nothing else, definitely get a conversion LUT so you can get that Rec 709 look, and then anything after that you can either, you know, get a creative package on top of that, or you can just do it yourself. And it doesn't take long to do it yourself. It just, you got to figure out how you want to dial it in. I just like using these LUTs because I know what I'm going to get with them every single time, and I can work off of them to get to wherever I want to go with each video I'm making. But that's just the way I do things, and you definitely don't have to do this at all, and maybe you got something totally different out of this video. That's a great thing about YouTube. Sometimes you're just watching a video and you learn something you didn't expect to learn at all, or you get ideas, you see how other people do stuff, and hopefully somewhere along these ramblings the past few minutes, you found some useful information. And if you did, please make sure you hit that like button on this video and subscribe to the channel if you want to see some more content. Things are really going to start amping up here. If you're into music, photography, and things like that, I'm going to be doing a lot more of that in the upcoming months. And I actually can't wait to see what I can do with this thing out on the road at concerts. Possibilities are endless. Anyway, that's it for this one. Thanks for checking it out. Also, links to everything used in this video, find them in the description. If you need that adjustment layer, if you need a link to the Gamut LUTs, all the things will be in the description. So that's it. I will see you in the next one. Keep on crushing it and be excellent. And if you've been thinking about getting one of these cameras and you just haven't done it yet, just treat yourself for once in your life. You won't regret it. They're awesome.